got started a little late today.
Hello.
And Greg, I apologize. I got too caught up in doing quotes.
Nothing wrong with that, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I know. The time. The time.
I had three opportunities come across on Tuesday, net new opportunities, which is uncommon, especially when you haven't prospected them.
I don't know. Are you complaining, Art?
No, I'm not complaining at all. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah, I hear that. Absolutely. Um, so we might want to test this out first. So make sure I can share my screen
Sure.
because I was able to get the audio to work on Google. We'll have to check it here.
All right. So I know we're running a little late. But give us a couple of minutes and we'll get moving on this. This is going to be a demonstration of what Greg's developed and I've helped with
Yeah, we developed it.
for Celeste. So, Greg, if you want to take it away,
Um, Allow me to share my screen.
yeah, that would help.
Let's see here. Let me know when it's going. Um,
You should have a capability now. And everybody, if you have any questions, put something in the chat and we'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions.
Absolutely. Okay, let's rock and roll here. Um, ugh. So as Art alluded to, we've been working with this for a few months, probably from the beginning of the year. And to be very all right. So all we decided to do, I was trying to do this, is like I was getting sick of the sales training that was out there. And I mean, if you're new to the industry, I'm not trying to dog the sales training, but it's like as you get into a certain point, it's all the same stuff, right? I don't care what you say. Yes, there's a nugget or two in there. So I said, hey, maybe I could just create something that'd be just for me. I could just, ask it some questions about whatever sales and Copier sales and things like that, and it would give me some rudimentary answers. Well, the thing has blossomed, and when I say blossom, I'm using ChatGPT from OpenAI. I've been using it since December 22nd, 2022. The capabilities have expanded greatly since then. And now what we have put together is what I think is a pretty comprehensive, yet not a static snapshot of sales and specifically sales training for copiers. So much so that I think what has truly evolved, which isn't that far away, it could be the last sales trainer that you would ever have to engage with. Okay. I'm going to talk about the technicalities. I'm going to talk a little bit about the philosophy and why I think what I think. And then we're going to get into it. We're going to ask Celeste some questions. It's a quick demo, right? But you'll hopefully get the point. I will cross my fingers because there may be some technical issues as we get into the demo. You got to remember, we're on Zoom, we got video, we got my hard drive, Arts, AI is up top somewhere, Celeste is running somewhere, so there's all sorts of configurations that add more complexity to the solution that you probably if you use this off your system, you'll never run into it. Okay, so let's talk about Celeste and what she is. Okay, so it's a synthetic. I call her synthetic sales trainer. All right, now the way these things are designed is if you think of this as a synthetic brain. Think of her as a synthetic brain that can call on a library of documents that are static but can grow over time, the library. Okay. And then takes the questions that you ask it, analyzes whatever is in the existing knowledge base, looks for a answer that or content that's close to the answer, and then regurgitates it and answers you. That's the basic thing. But what we've got in the construct is the LLM or the brain. It has a knowledge base or library, and then each system has an instruction set, and that's where we give Celeste her personality. her talk tracks, how to think, how to go about reading the knowledge base and then answering everything from style and tone and word choice. If we ask her to write a proposal, templates, I hate to use the word, but a standard format that's encased in the knowledge base, how to answer questions after with follow up, things like that. If you slip into an assessment discussion, it knows to go look at our documents that we have that are keyed on assessments, whether they're IT, NPS, etc. We've also gone and uploaded into the knowledge base all of my writings on new to copier sales through the imaging channel. Art wrote a pretty comprehensive work years back on how to sell copiers, so that's in there. But we've also done is captured or digested all the public information we can on gap selling, the Sandler sales system, strategic selling, and a few other ones, right? So that knowledge is in her knowledge base. Now, again, it isn't like I went out there and scammed off or ripped off any knowledge or trademarked or content that is proprietary. It's all out there in the public. Now, I want to mention this because this isn't what we did, but in theory, right now, it is legal for me to go out and buy a digital book, upload it into my LLM's knowledge base, and have that LLM have access to everything that's in that book, as long as I bought it. What I do not believe is true is if I decide to say, let Art use this Celeste and download it over into his system, I do not believe if I send him that book that's legal. But again, that's in gray area. But to be honest with you, we haven't had to have most of the public information that's out there because of the way these LLMs are designed is they not only read the data, but they see the flow and the patterns of how the data is constructed and how the answers come about. So you have to think of it. It's not a library where they pull a passage out and then verbatim duplicate it in your answer. The LLM measures the patterns within the knowledge base and matches it to the patterns it sees in your question. That's as technical as I'm going to get. All right. Art and I are not programmers, which is a good point. We didn't do any programming here. Simply told it what we wanted and off it went. Okay. So it has the knowledge base. It has the instruction set, what we just talked about. Also, in this particular, and this is kind of an upgrade, and it's been continuously upgraded, it will remember past conversations, which is very important because in one of these instructions, we will, every 30 days or so, I'll have the system interview me to try and fill gaps that it perceives it has in the knowledge base. So it'll interview me, or it could interview anyone, but it goes into interview mood, into the mode, collects the data, moves on. But it has a memory. It's interesting. Also, it can access the internet. Now it's kind of standard, but back in the olden days, it was unusual. It was hard to do. And then it can play as a live coach role play guy. We may not get into it, and on the role playing, I'll say this: it draws off of everything in the knowledge base. We can give it a personality, standard personality, whenever it goes into role play, or we can do it on the fly. We can say, "Hey, I want you to be the salesman. I'm the purchasing agent for ABC Manufacturing. Blah 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 blah. Approach me and try and get an appointment." Right? So we can set that up. Okay. It's pretty simple stuff, really, guys. But that's it there. That's your basic thing when it comes to what it is. Now let's see. Now, Art, I'm gonna try and launch. I'm not sure what you see. What do you see right now?
I see Celeste sales singularity.
Okay, I've got her on mute right now, and so Art, you see the cloud, the standard.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her a basic question. Again, I don't know how the audio is gonna work, so you're gonna have to tell me if you can hear her or not. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Celeste, how are you today?
No audio.
No audio?
No audio.
Very important that we have the audio.
See, this is what we love about demonstrations,
Take it away, Art.
especially back in the 80s. when we had to take the copier out and go do a demo. And we'd have everything all set up and we'd put the everything in the document feeder and have the paper trays ready. And we'd press the document feeder and make it start. And all of a sudden, the son of a bitch jammed on us. Then it was like, okay, what are we going to do from here? So that
I
was
like when you load the paper up the night before and you come in for a 9 o'clock demo and all the paper's gone because someone ran color copies for the church picnic the night before. And all the
right.
11 by 17s are gone.
Or how about you forget your paper trays when you're bring the machine out for a demo?
But we could have nightmare stories when it comes to demos. I have one about the toner cartridge, just cracks me up, but we won't go there. All right, we're going to try it again. Hey, Celeste, how's it going today?
Hey there, it's going well on my end. Just here to be your go-to sales guru and keep things lively. So let's dive in and see what kind of sales magic we can cook up today.
Hey, Celeste, that's yeah,
You did
definitely
hear it?
heard your voice loud and clear.
Good. Okay, Celeste, why don't we start off real quickly? Give us a what's your mission in life, Celeste?
Absolutely. My mission is pretty straightforward and kind of bold. I'm here to be the last sales training, seminar, book, or coaching you'll ever need. Basically, I evolve with you over time. No cookie cutter stuff here. I blend all the best sales wisdom out there into something that's tailored just for you. In short, I'm here to make you a sales legend who can confidently reclaim time, reduce stress, and boost those profits. Let's get you to those kids' recitals and hit those goals.
Excellent, Celeste. So let's pretend I am a brand new sales rep. I've just gotten in. I started at a dealership in Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been given a list of existing clients and asked to actually been told to reach out to every single one of them and set appointments to do a quick account review. Can you help me initially? What should my approach be over the phone when trying to set these appointments?
Absolutely. Let's get you off to a strong start. So picture this. You've got that list of existing clients in front of you, and your mission is to reconnect and set up those account reviews. The key is to keep it human, keep it light, and remember, you're not selling a machine here. You're selling them time, ease, and a little peace of mind. So when you pick up the phone, start with something like, "Hey, client's name. This is your name from your dealership. We've probably crossed paths before on the service side, and I'm just reaching out to make life a little easier for you. We're doing a quick round of account reviews to help you save some time and maybe even find a couple ways to make your day run a bit smoother." You want to be confident but conversational. And don't worry about being overly formal. Just think of it like you're checking in to see how you can help them out. Because at the end of the day, you're there to help them reclaim a bit of time and maybe cut down on some headaches. Once you set that tone, getting those appointments on the calendar will feel a whole lot more natural.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you. Let's. I want to get a little deeper here, Celeste. I'm concentrating in the construction industry. Right, we've got a few customers that already have our devices. I kind of want to branch out into that industry. These are big construction companies, not home builders and things like that. But could you tell me first off, in general and briefly, what kind of challenges would a construction company have that my copiers might be able to help them out with?
Absolutely. Let's dig into that. When you're talking about big construction companies, they've got some pretty unique headaches. Think about their world. They're dealing with massive blueprints, lots of revisions, and a whole lot of paper shuffling. They need to get plans printed quickly and accurately, often on wide format devices. They're also juggling job sites and offices, so anything that simplifies that document flow is gold. In a nutshell, these construction giants need speed and reliability in getting their plans from digital to paper and back again without hiccups. So if you can show them how your devices streamline that process, saving them time, reducing frustration, and making sure their teams can focus on building instead of battling paperwork, then you're hitting exactly what they care about. It's all about making their workflow a whole lot smoother.
Okay, Art, I put her on mute. I don't know if she would hear you ask any questions. So
Yeah, I don't think so,
probably not.
but if you want to try, I can ask a question, and then if not, you can ask the question.
I'm going to unmute her now.
Yep. Hey, Celeste, can you hear me okay?
Negative. She did not hear you. Why don't you tell me
Got
what the
it,
question
got
is
it.
and I'll, yeah.
So here's the question. I'm a copier and wide format rep in Monmouth County, New Jersey. Can you give me 5 of the top architect and engineering companies that I should prospect?
Okay. Celeste, here's a question real quick. I am a copier and wide format rep in Monmouth, New Jersey, and I'm wondering if you can give me maybe the top 5 architectural firms in the area that I could prospect to and might use my wide services in wide format.
So here's the deal. I can't pull a top 5 list of architectural firms off the top of my head without either checking some files or doing a quick lookup, and we want to stay true to that principle of no fabrications. But here's how you can approach it. Think of it like a little treasure hunt. Start by looking up local architectural associations in Monmouth County or New Jersey in general, because
Okay,
they often
Celeste,
have
thanks.
member.
That's good. I understand completely.
Right.
I had web search turned off.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Celeste, do you remember my last question about Monmouth,
Monmouth.
New Jersey? Do you remember that question?
Absolutely. I remember you were asking about top architectural firms in Monmouth, New Jersey that you could prospect for your wide format services.
That's right.
Even
Can
though
you find 5 in that area? 5 companies?
All right, I've got a few for you. You can look into Kaplan, Gaunt, DeSantis Architect in Red Bank, MB Hearn Architecture in Belmar, and Gilligan and Bobnowski in Eatontown. Those are a few solid architectural firms in the Monmouth County area that might be worth reaching out to for your wide format prospecting.
Hey, Greg,
Do
so
you
let's
recognize any
say
of those? Do you recognize any of those names, Art?
I
By any chance?
recognize all of them.
Okay. I want to pause here and we didn't have the internet access turned on, but B, did you notice when she said I can't do that? And instead of making up one, I'm just going to tell you we can't get to it. That's important because most LLMs will make it up. That's the potential for a hallucination right there. And we'll be honest with you, there are instructions built into her set that says, don't say anything unless you can confirm it. So it worked in that spot. An accident, but it worked.
And the interruption. If you think she's going off kilter, you can just interrupt and give it another question, which is awesome.
And it's a little, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. You can just interrupt her and she did. And also we went out of the chat, enabled the internet access, asked her if she remembered the question, and she did. So there's stuff going on here. All right, Art, were you going to ask another question?
Yeah, they got a few up. So I'd like to, they gave me architects. I'd like to know if it can give me 3 engineering companies that are 3 million plus in revenue.
Engineering companies?
Yes.
Hey,
In
Celeste,
Monmouth County.
Thanks for that, Celeste. I'm looking for now 3 engineering companies with what? 300 employees or?
No, 3 million in revenue
I'm sorry, Celeste. 3 million in revenue. 3 million in revenue
in
the
Monmouth
area,
County.
in Monmouth County. Can you do that for me?
So specific revenue figures are a bit elusive, but here's the gist. A lot of engineering firms in Monmouth County are in that ballpark, and quite a few are projecting stable or growing revenues around that level. For a quick example, you might want to check out firms like French and Perello Associates or Najarian Associates. They're both known in the area and could be in that range. It's a good starting point to dig a little deeper and see if they fit what you're looking for.
The first company, what was it called? French and something?
French and Perello. Let's
That's
see if
right.
she.
The first company I mentioned is called French and Perello Associates. They're a known engineering firm in the Monmouth County area, and that should give you a solid lead to start with. Just another piece of the puzzle to help you map out those prospects.
Let's ask for the decision makers.
That's great. Could you? I need to get a basic profile of that company. Can you find out who the decision makers might be from that company when it comes to office technology and copiers and things like that?
So I didn't find the exact decision makers for Office Tech at French and Perello Associates off the bat. Your best bet is probably to reach out to them directly, maybe through LinkedIn or their company's contact
Can you
page.
find
Just
any contact information, like an org chart or anything like that?
Here you go. French and Perello Associates is headed up by Stephen A. Tardy, their president and CEO, along with Andrew French, who's the executive VP and COO. You can find them at their headquarters on Route 34 in Wall Township, New Jersey. If you want to reach out,
Awesome.
you can give them a call at 732-312-9800 or drop them an email at info@fpaengineers.com. That should get you started.
Sounds good, Celeste. Why don't you go ahead and make that call, get the appointment, and send out the follow-up email? Can you do that for me?
Well, I'd love to work that magic for you, but unfortunately, I can't make real world calls or send actual emails. What I can do, though, is help you craft that perfect call script or follow up email.
I'm just kidding. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
hey, let's ask her
Of
to.
course, you had me going for a second there, but I love the humor. If you need anything else as you tackle those calls, just let me know. I'm here to help.
Let's ask her to give me a 20-second cold call. See what she says for French and Perella.
I have an idea. I'm going to act as though I'm from French and Perella, and I want you to be the sales rep cold calling me, trying to get an appointment. Can you do that?
Absolutely, I can do that. Let's step into that little role play. I'll be the sales rep, and you can be the decision maker at French and Perello. Here we go. Hi there, this is Celeste from your dealership. I'm just reaching out to say a quick hello and see if we can make life a little easier for you and your team when it comes to your office tech.
Well, hi,
Do you have a-
I'm not sure how you got my phone number, and you're from the place that we get our copiers from. Is that correct?
Absolutely, that's correct. We've probably worked together in the background before. I'm just touching base to see how things are going with your current setup and see if there's anything we can do to make your life a little bit easier. It's really just a friendly check-in to make sure you're getting all the support you need.
I'm not too happy with that answer. Celeste, what do you want exactly?
Great question. Really, my goal here is just to set up a quick account review to see if there's any way we can streamline things for you or save you some time with your current copier setup. It's just about making sure everything's running smoothly and that you're getting the most out of what you've got. If you're open to it, we can find a time that works for a quick chat, and we'll keep it as painless as possible.
Okay,
All right,
great
let's-
character, Celeste. This is what I want you to do. I want you to be a little more forceful. Our goal here is to get an appointment. All right. Less words, more questions.
Got it.
Trying to guide into securing an appointment. Is that what you're going to ask, Art?
No, and
Let's get to the chase.
it's
All right,
not
back
an
in character.
existing
All
client.
right, I'll keep it simple.
Go ahead, Art. I'm sorry.
And they're not, the French and Perillo is not an existing client.
Oh,
And we're after that. That's what she misunderstood. We didn't tell her that. So
Absolutely. Let's cut right to it then. Sure thing. Let me put it simply. I'd like to grab 15 minutes of your time to see if we can streamline your current setup and maybe save you some hassle. Let's pick a time that works for you, and I'll make it as quick and valuable as possible. There we go. More direct and right to the appointment.
Celeste, we may have been incorrect in setting up the call. The French, the architecture, the engineering firm is not an existing customer. How would you rephrase your cold call, knowing that?
Got it. If they're not an existing customer, we'll tweak the approach. Let's keep it short and confident. Hi there, this is Celeste with your dealership. I know we haven't worked together before, but we specialize in helping engineering firms like yours streamline their document workflows and cut down on some of the daily hassle. I'd love to set up a brief meeting to show you how we might be able to make your life a little easier. How does a quick 15-minute chat sound sometime this week? That way you're introducing yourself and leading directly toward that appointment.
Okay. I think this is illustrative, but this is how the conversations would go while you're building your confidence to make cold calls and things like that.
Yeah, this is basically the ability, Celeste gives you the ability to role play.
Right.
What I've noticed in role playing, especially after doing this for 45 years, you'll have a coach, you'll have a trainer, and you'll go through the role playing, and somebody's going to give up rather quickly, especially when there's some forceful questions asked. You can actually set up Celeste to either be the sales rep or to be the decision maker and actually get a heck of a lot better role playing to train you better when you get to those phone calls, when you finally reach that decision maker. A lot of times now we can make 20, 30 phone calls and we will not reach a decision maker. And all of a sudden you get that decision maker on the phone, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, I got somebody on the phone. I almost forgot what my talk track is. So what we're trying to say here is that using Celeste for 5 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, maybe you dedicate 15 minutes a day to just role playing with Celeste. This is going to help, like in sports, you have muscle memory. This is going to help your sales memory.
Good point. And even beyond that, and I think I might have mentioned templates in the beginning. Well, you know what? Let's experiment. Hey, Celeste, I have another question for you. I just got done doing a management services assessment where there were 150 machines, devices, printer devices, and things like that. I've got invoices, I've got volumes, I've got lease payments, I've got expiration dates, all sorts of stuff from this assessment. How can you help me put that into a print policy, a proposal, and document that, and then move the sale along? How can you help me?
Absolutely. I can help you shape all that data into a solid, clear proposal. Think of it like turning that pile of invoices and numbers into a story that makes sense for your client. We'll craft it into a print policy by laying out the current state, like how many devices, what they're costing, and when leases expire, and then paint a picture of the future state where you've optimized their fleet. We'll highlight how consolidating or replacing certain devices can save them time and money. And we'll put it all into a clear, easy to follow proposal document. Basically, I'll help you turn that raw data into a roadmap that moves the sale forward and shows the client exactly how you're going to make their lives easier.
Celeste, can you digest spreadsheets, handwritten notes, and site survey pictures and take images taken by camera as well as maybe some floor plans? Can you digest that and put it in a proposal?
Absolutely, I can help with that. If you've got spreadsheets, handwritten notes, site photos, and floor plans, I can definitely help you turn all of that into a polished proposal. Just share the materials with me, and we'll transform that raw info into a clear, compelling document. We'll outline the
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Greg, just want to let everybody know in the chat, if you have your chat open,
Just let me know whenever you're ready to dive in, or if you have any more questions. I'm here to help however I can.
we have the chat open. So if you have any questions for Celeste, or if you have any questions for us, please pop them in the chat.
Actually, I'd love to hear some questions. Let's try and stump her. Again, she's learning as we go. So the harder the questions, the better. And I'd love to have a wrong answer or a no answer, because then we could train around that. Okay. So it comes up that if you're a sales rep, boy, how do I put this? And so some of our professionals get into enterprise level accounts, right? To where it is at least a 6-9 month sales cycle, maybe longer. But it includes a whole fleet of devices, scanners, software, the whole kit, right? Lots of people involved. What I've noticed is this is all, you can almost be like a project management into Celeste. So if I have notes, handwritten notes from a meeting, or even better, if I've got transcripts from an online meeting, right, that goes right into Celeste, as is, no separation, no nothing, No, you don't. It's data, raw data. Same with pictures. Same with diagrams. Just enter notes in and things like that, and it keeps that history. It keeps that in its that conversation to where when you want to call upon that, like, oh, what did we talk about on at the meeting on whatever, 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 right? It'll pull that up. Also, this is what I've. If you start adding in your notes and keep it going for a while, it could be 3 or 4 months. And you can say, did we talk about how long ago was that? It'll pull it up, give you what you guys talked about, and then a synopsis of it, right? Also, and this is Brent kind of new, you can tell it, hey, remind me in 3 days to work on this, or remind me in 2 days to make this call. Remind me in 72 hours that I have to, uh, call the French people back and talk about things, whatever it is, get a next appointment to move forward. I just got back from an appointment. Here's the best one. I just had an online appointment with someone. Here's the transcript. Summarize the transcript for me. It'll come out and say, all right, it looks like it'll say, hey, you might have a meeting coming up based on the transcript. Okay, I do. Remind me to call back Monday at 7 a.m. to confirm whatever, whatever. Now let's write an email. Bum, 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 bum. Don't let it write for you. Let it get you 80, 90% of the way there. Do a little bit of editing. Off it goes. Simple stuff like that. So I guess what I'm alluding to, although Celeste is a training person thing, entity, Celeste ends up being your personal CRM. And that's a big deal because now it's yours. What you just did, what I just talked through, right, would take 15, 20 minutes to enter into the CRM. This is now your CRM. This is your personal relationship manager. Now that, if you're under the corporate structure, your dealership can maintain that data, but it comes as natural as just talking to her. You see what I'm saying, Art?
Absolutely. I agree. Yeah, everything that we put in there. And it develops its own persona as well.
Yeah. One thing I've learned is you can change it on the fly. Like right now, as a new user, this would be good. I find her somewhat verbose. So I would ask her to just cut to the chase, tell me exactly what I need to do, and move on from there. Right. But that would evolve over time, right? If I need something real quick, I
Right.
don't need the absolutely nice to talk to you, the whatever, the flowery conversation. You click a few buttons. If not, maybe even tell her. I tried to tell her, I don't want to get into it right now, but you can customize it to be very, very simple and what I should say, simple, direct answers without the adjectives and adverbs and things like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, so I'm going to reach out. Eddie, I know you're on the call. Do you have any questions?
Hold them out.
Can you hear me, Eddie?
Hey, Mitchell's here.
Yes. How about Mitch? Do you have any
Yeah,
questions?
I can
There
I
we
can hear
go.
you. Sorry, I'm on my phone looking at it, but yeah, that's pretty incredible right there. Everything you all can do now. Is this something that you guys put together, or is this something that's available online or available at all?
I'll answer that one. Yes,
Absolutely.
it's something that Art and I put together. And I want to stress
Wow.
again, he and I are not programmers. So this is as much a
Right.
compliment to the LLM as it is to our extreme propeller head knowledge.
Right. Now,
Go.
when you say LLM, what
I'm
does that
I'm sorry.
mean?
It's the large language model. That's and it's equated to say Gemini or ChatGPT. A lot of people just call it artificial intelligence, which is fine.
Right.
It is a large language model, and the one that we've chosen to work with is OpenAI's ChatGPT. And I just started using it back when it first came out, and just haven't. I've checked out all the other ones. There are lots of them. This one to me seems to be the best one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Eddie, I use it
Um,
for
but as
That's
for your
pretty
prospecting.
question,
incredible.
yeah, yeah. So the way that Art and I are quote unquote monetizing this, we can provide Celeste with the basic framework, right? With the public knowledge, publicly available knowledge base, everything like that, and is effectively we set it up for a user. Now, it's important that I stress this, right? Because the real power with Celeste is the more you user by you, the more you user, the better she gets for the user. So
Right.
we put foundational things in, and literally that's, for example, a foundation knowledge base may be 12 quote unquote documents. Right now, Celeste has 31 documents, right? Because
Right.
over time we've grown, we've found something. I found an MPS study that I really liked, so I got it. We digested it, we changed whatever format, and now I made that part of our knowledge base, so it grows. But as far as the basic copier knowledge, basic sales knowledge, the publicly available, all that stuff, we put that in.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
and
have
yeah,
y'all put dealerships yet?
I didn't hear you. Did we lose him?
Hold on just a
Okay.
second.
All
Have
right.
y'all put this at any dealerships yet?
We have not put it in any dealerships. We have trained dealers on the LLM, on the large language model.
Oh, okay.
Well, I should say this though. I mean, can I tell them the story, Art, about your use? Because
yeah, no, let's do it.
all right, so Art, and I'm going to get the details wrong, but there was a year when Art was kind of behind quota,
The 8 ball.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was getting, and for months, I'm begging Art about this AI thing, and I'm not, it's because I'm like going over the moon with, hey, you should try this, you should try that, blah 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 blah, just talking because we talk every Friday on a show, and then Art started to use it more and more, and then based on him looking at quota, him looking at his geography, what he needed to do to change to try and make quota, he had all these questions. Well, I want to go into this market, but how do I do it? What does this market need? Why, how can I approach these guys? Use ChatGPT in the very beginning when it wasn't as good as it is now, to find prospects, to find out what the problems were in those industries, and that would be addressed by his product and his services. Had a talk track down. Then he started getting really smart and got into finding prospects, getting their name, finding, whatever he could on through Chat GPT, what the personality of that person is. Is
that's
he
correct.
online? Did he do a TED talk? Stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. Is he in the chamber? If he was in the chamber, did he ever have a blog? You got all this stuff you can ask Chat GPT to dig out and get to know your prospect even before you lift up the phone. Anyway, long story short, Art made club, he made quota and went to President's Club. All right, and this is real world, everyday salesman kind of stuff. This isn't
Right.
I'm in front of a whiteboard or I've got 50,000 card presentation deck. You need to come to my show or my school for 12 weeks. That's not
The the
that's not the way.
the time savings is incredible. There was just something on the news last night that Google is struggling mightily with their search engine now. And it's all because of AI. A lot of people are now going to AI to get a lot of their information, which you can get so much quicker. You can get information within 10 seconds instead of seeing 10,000 web pages pop up and you're not sure which ones to go to. But as we stress with AI, it's just like spell checking. You've got to go in and you've got to double check the information that you're getting. Some of it will resonate immediately, and some of the other information may raise a question. I'm not so sure about that. And if that's the case, you need to dig a little bit, deeper.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we got a question from Mitch. Do you
That's all.
see it, Greg?
I'm looking. I do not see it. Oh, wait, jump to last. Ooh. Yeah, let's see. I'll read it verbatim. Hi, guys. Just listening in. I assume the LLM is a service provision you are proving to the market. Obviously, this can be extended to specific services. Is this based on North American geographical approach? The assumption is that you can integrate this into any existing CRM or push or integrate it with tools such as Lasha, which finds the contact details. Okay, that's a good question, Mitch. First off, yeah, US right now, but it doesn't matter. if it's attached to the internet, it's accessible. So I could have just as easily called for a example from, I just started in Sydney or New Zealand. What are the 4 businesses around my location? In theory, we haven't done it. Celeste should be able to pull it up just like it did around Cincinnati or around Mont Blanc, New Jersey, or what. That's one thing. As far as integration into an existing CRM, the answer is yes, with an asterisk, right? The OpenAI right now does have APIs and what's called MCPs, which are just bridges out to other applications. But as we've seen in the last 24 months, those bridges, those apps, the APIs into other applications get broken almost by quarter because OpenAI is bringing in more and more functionality native into the large language model. For instance, just a few days ago, OpenAI announced they are going to, by mid 2025, have the capabilities, all the capabilities in their LLM that today's LinkedIn has. Okay.
Wow.
So, right. And if you've watched over the last 24 months, OpenAI has a word processor in there. It's embedded in there. It's been there for a while. There's now an imager in there, and we can argue whether they're better or worse than anyone else's. The point is, as these cottage industries start to use and wrap their applications around the LLM is swallowing those functions. So, like when you say, can you bridge out to a CRM? Sure, you could, and you might work for 24 months, or OpenAI is going to bring out a replacement for Salesforce or HubSpot. That's the way the industry is moving. It isn't, there's, I don't want to get into it, but there's all sorts of studies and market studies about the failures of AI being installed. It isn't the best to put AI in your application, because in the end, your application is going to be inside AI. And that's what's driving everyone nuts. So, but right now, yeah, if you wanted to hook out to ECI or your CRM or any of those, even like a DCA from a data collection agent to pull out data, yeah, there's a way to do it, and have fun at it. I would just upload and download the spreadsheets at this point, because it's at some point in the future, everything's going to connect to everything. We're not talking decades either. This thing is moving really, really, really fast.
I just did a quick search, and it says here, if you link a CRM to me, which is AI, like Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive, I'll be able to search, read, and use the data in our conversations.
Yeah, and there are native connectors right now off to Google Drive, all sorts of stuff. I don't know if I can show you, but so there's native connectors. So like, it can read everything in my Google Drive and come up with whatever I need, or the emails. It'll go into Gmail. That's what I have it connected to, and I can ask it to go through Gmail, all 40,000 whatever's opened up, and what's the general theme of my email, all right? Or what did I talk to so-and-so about recently? It'll do that right now, all on its own. I haven't, but it will. But it didn't just 6 months ago. See what I'm saying? It's like boom, 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 boom. And then, with OpenAI announcing the first salvo up against LinkedIn, that's a big deal. And to call them out by name, we're gonna be the better than LinkedIn in AI, and I don't doubt it a bit.
So not only this is good for the novice reps and the experienced reps, but we believe this is incredible for when you get a new rep on your sales team or in your organization. A lot of times you would pummel them with PowerPoints, or pummel them with read this book, read that book. But that's what the younger generation doesn't want. That they need immediate. They want immediate. And if they can interact with AI, I feel that they're going to get better quicker, instead of having those days and or weeks in training that is going to fall by the wayside, right? They every day when they go in the office, they can interact with the AI. Be curious.
Right. So this is our talk track when it comes to Celeste, right? We want you to be able to, we'll show you how to use Celeste. We're going to give you tools that literally you can use the second you get off the phone with us. And you're going to remember it next Thursday or next Friday because you're going to use it because you're going to, just like Art was, right? Art may have been a critic at first, but it's little bits and little bits and little bits. And all of a sudden, yeah, he's using it every day to help him sell more and hit quota. Period. Done. Doesn't even think about it anymore, right? It's, it's just second nature.
It's my go-to. I don't
It's
even
a
go to
go-to.
Google anymore.
And I can't think of any sales training program. I mean, from Xerox to Cintas to Rico, all of them, that in 6 months or 4 months or 90 days, everyone on the team forgot every single thing and is not applying anything that they learned and that the dealership paid for or was free. Nothing. And you can bring in all of the gurus you want. Yeah, it's woo-hoo for 4 or 5 hours. And then, after the conference, you hit the bar, and then you're back at work Monday morning. Go, what the hell did we do? Well, we had a good time. All right. This is true. This is true. So if you get done with this, you go away for the weekend, you come back, and what did we do last week? I don't know. Light up Celeste. What are we doing? Boom. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Go. It's effective. Like today. So, nothing to be afraid of. But and Mitch asked a really interesting question about different, I don't know if you said verticals or sectors. The answer is yes. All right, so we've got Celeste, but how far away is it from us putting together Cedric, your service technician, or Cedric, your service dude that your tech is out in the field. He runs into what? An HP Series 2. And it's kicking out some sort of goofy, they don't want to get rid of it. It's a 30-year-old, 40-year-old machine. Hey, Cedric, this error code from this HP Series 2 is C7555. What in the heck is that? Boom. Well, that's this, that, and the other thing, and you should do this, that, and the other thing. And oh, by the way, take off your wedding ring because you're going to scrape the fuser when you go in there. Okay, thanks. Whatever, right?
Hey, or how about take a picture of the document with your phone and then give it into Cedric and say, give me some ideas. What's wrong with this?
Yep. So the sky isn't the limit. There is no limit. This is crazy stuff. Yeah, I like this Cedric idea. I hope we remember that.
So any other questions?
Thanks, Mitchell.
Either
Thank you.
Mitch or Ed, but we want to thank you for coming on the show. But we got time for another question if you have one.
Do you all demonstrate this to dealerships or?
Absolutely, Eddie.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and I've known Art a long time. He actually came out to our dealership in Virginia and spent some time. It was awesome.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie, we absolutely would show you and your staff and see what you guys think, then get into a formal hour or hour sessions are good. We suggest 2-hour sessions, one Thursday, the next Thursday, just to make sure. But
yeah,
yeah,
I assume there's a price for this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something we could talk about offline, Eddie.
Okay. Yeah, but y'all do give demos and all because you hit the nail on the head. I mean, my boss in Lynchburg, had to go to our home office in Richmond, and she's got a new rep, and she sent him up here some to work with me. And you're exactly right, Art, what you were saying. The younger generation, they want to learn it right now. It's just they don't want to read a book. They don't want to, I mean, we send them to training and everything, but something like this, when I mean, Greg, you were asking the questions earlier. I mean, that was just incredible there. I mean, to get all that information, and I'm sure, that would be the ultimate to have it translate into your database and I mean we're on Salesforce and I don't know about that, but just getting everything else, give me a talk track. I need to call them about this or find out who that is, because now to get somebody, I mean, you got to go online, LinkedIn or Google the company, see if it shows any pictures or of the C series or the C level people, And I mean that was just incredible art and I'm sure everyone that named I think you said it everybody they named in your territory you knew them or you probably have
Yep.
equipment there. Yeah.
Yep. What we also found pretty incredible with AI, that everybody has a personality trait.
Right.
And there's colors to those
Hmm.
websites. Say somebody's blue, somebody's red. Red is demanding, blue is a little passive, they want data. Somebody's green, somebody's yellow green. So what we did was we input that whole information about personality colors. And then I've gone into AI and I have actually asked it, so research Ed Tufton at XYZ Company. Look at his LinkedIn profile. See if you can bring up anything that he's written, anything that he's involved with, either business wise or non-business wise. And please give me his color or personality trait, right? And then it will come back with, and I've done it on senior execs at the company I worked for, and it was dead on. It will tell you whether they're blue red, they're solid red, they're green yellow. And what that helps is that when you ask AI a question, so it gives you the name of the DM. If you can find out, you ask AI, okay, about Mr. Houghton. Please tell me what his personality color trait is. All right. So once it
Right.
comes back, then you ask it, okay, what is the best way to approach him or her with a cold outreach? And it's not that the outreach is going to be perfect, but the outreach gives you ideas. The
Right.
ideas is what makes a sales rep creative. They can try different things. They're just not stuck with a script that doesn't work for everyone.
Right.
They can spend 5 or 10 seconds, spend 30 seconds, and you can find out whatever you need to know.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
Eddie, yeah, that's
that's
pretty.
something I'd definitely like to talk to, at our company about. So that's just incredible. So great job,
Hey,
both of
Mitchell
y'all.
has a question real quick. Did you use a disk profiles? I'm not sure what DISC, it's an acronym for something. I'm not sure. But
I'll
Mitchell.
look it up real quick.
And then while you're doing that, hey Eddie, so Art was really good at describing like what I call a tactical and relevant approach and technique. We pushed our AI last week. You got to hear this project. And we have a client who sells things into automobile dealerships, right? Big machines. And
Right.
the ask was, well, first, can you tell me how many dealerships are working with Copier dealers right now? And the answer is every single one of them, right? Every single car dealership in the country is working with a Copier dealership. So what we
Right.
did is we cross-referenced and did research so we could find a dealership in Louisville, Kentucky, and if it's publicly known, we'll know what Copier dealer is servicing that dealership. And if it's not known, we cross-reference the 5 nearest Copier dealers in that area to that dealership, right?
Right.
So then we could cross-reference and find out who is servicing that dealership, which is important, but then the other 4 aren't. So those 4 may be competitors to try and get into that dealership. The point is that who we were working with really wanted to determine the subset of their TAM that our dealers, our Copier dealers, could address. And I know you may never ever do anything like that, but that is a project that would have taken a research company, a month and cost 50 grand to get it done. And
Oh my gosh, yeah.
we did it. Again, we're not freaking geniuses, although now I'm beginning to think we might be. But we did it in like a few days, and after honing and honing and honing, that just blew away the client.
Right.
It's like, wow, yeah, it blew me away. It's like, holy cow! And then I dive in deeper. Well, how do you know that ABC Copiers is servicing Bill Ford in Garden City, Michigan? How do you know that? Well, it was noticed. They are referenced on their website. Oh, that makes sense.
Right.
I mean, yeah. So And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah. So is anybody else doing this or trying to create something like that, or even it's hard to even say.
I don't know anyone. Yeah, that's a really good question, and probably we wouldn't know, but I have an inkling. It's kind of what we alluded to. I alluded to earlier. Most businesses are approaching the AI and the LLM in the old way. They're looking
Right,
at saying, all right, I need a new CRM. What can I do to get the CRM in? Right. And they look at
right,
it as a central process where the proper implementation is really from the ground up. It really is. Because you can't central once you try and centralize artificial intelligence implementation and control it, it no longer becomes intelligence
right,
because they strap it on too many guidelines and too many rules, and they try and put it into forms and quote structured data. You don't need to do that. The AI thinks that there's no such thing as unstructured or structured data. They're just patterns.
right.
Anyway, we're getting
Oh,
deep in it, but yeah, no, I haven't heard anyone else trying to do this, which is fine with me. We'll do it.
Yeah,
yeah,
so yeah, check out the chat. Everybody's on this call is going to receive the notes anyway. Um, but Mitch asked about if we were using disk. We are not. I put something in it about disk. Dominance, influence, steadiness, consciousness. In sales helps reps adapt their approach to a match a buyer's communication style, which is what the colors do that we put into it. So I'm sure right after we're done with this call, we're going to actually input disk profiles into Celeste and make it
Might
even
wait.
better.
yeah. I've heard of that, and I know that when R.J. Young bought out Ethos and Blue Ridge, they used a disc program like that to for hiring, and I know Cobb has something like that too. So
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Yeah, well, that's
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Eddie, if I can reach out to you via either LinkedIn or email, and I can give you some of the details, and then feel free to call us if you'd like to set up a call or
okay, yeah,
have
and
any
you could. I
questions.
think I think I've got your cell still, and um, I don't know if you have mine or not, so
Yeah, I've
I
got
can
your
put it in the
information.
chat if you want me to.
I've got your stuff.
My cell changed after R.J. Young, so
Yeah, no, you're over at Cobb
um,
now. Yes.
yeah. I tell you something else with AI, and I just and on Facebook, whenever you're looking at it, it comes up in an ad, and I saw something on CBS, I think Sunday morning or something or that, and it's where you can go into this program, and I bought some access to it. It wasn't much at all. But I play guitar and do stuff like
Yeah.
that and music and all. You could just write down a few words and say, I want a song like this. It's incredible. It comes up with vocals.
Yeah.
Uh, it adds your words in there. It comes up with the vocals. It comes up with the music and everything. It is
Yeah.
unreal, and it sounds like it could be a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey Eddie, we spoke last week on our show, on our Friday show, and we spoke
Hmm.
about lyrics that I developed in the 70s. And
Yeah.
I've been itching to put them to use AI and put them to music and see what happens.
Oh yeah, you'll be impressed. There, trying to think of
Maybe I can
the
get a
app
hit,
that
an AI
I
hit.
hear you.
I think you could.
Yeah. The app it's called Songer, Songer .co or .com, and you get on all kinds of stuff doing that. It's just unreal. Yeah, Songer,
Right. Sounds good.
and you
I
could
wrote
put it
that
in,
down.
and it's free. It'll give you like 30 seconds free of the song, and then you can pay a little bit and get the whole song or something. So it's pretty wild. So,
That
well,
sounds
shoot, I
good.
appreciate the invite. Yeah, maybe we can talk in the next week or so, and I'll try to get some of our higher ups involved in this. I just think that's just incredible.
Thank you. Good. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. So everyone, we're 1 hour into the show. We want to thank everybody for logging in. We want to thank everybody for their questions. We're going to be putting this on YouTube in the next or come on, hopefully 72 hours. And then we will send out the links to the show too, if you want to share it and spread it around. Again, everybody, we thanks again for tuning in.
Thanks,
And
everyone.
hey, keep us in mind, every Friday at 4 p.m., we have an Ask Us Anything where all we do is talk about technology, office technology, what's new, what's changed. And especially what we're moving into is with our Crickets Consortium about bringing robots to the office equipment channel. Thanks, everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Art. Thanks, Greg. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Eddie.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thanks, Mitch.